knock out his opponent. Speaking of knockout, there she is, Mia St. John, former Playboy model. She's beautiful outside the ring, and she's tough inside the ring. Look at this action. She fights with a lot of grit in the ring. She is a tough, durable fighter. She's exciting. She moves on the inside. She doesn't try to box. She tries to brawl.
All right, so it's something for everyone, and they're filing in and excited about the action, and we're going to get it underway with Mia St. John and Lana Alexander coming up. Lightweight scheduled for 6 rounds. They're getting ready for Mia St. John against Lana Alexander. Lightweight scheduled for 6 2-minute rounds.
And they go by quickly. These female fights start faster, and they're a lot more action because they are only 2-minute rounds.
A look at Mia in the dressing room moments before coming out, loosening up, hitting the mitts.
Just work, kind of loose, you know, she's trying to get a little bit of a bead of sweat going, or I guess women call it perspiration. Bead of perspiration going, just trying to get all the muscles working up. She's been working with Roberto Garcia in the gym on her different moves, her different style, trying to go to the next level.
Well, we had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Mia St. John about her boxing career, past, present, and future.
I am so proud of that because I became the first, not only the first female fighter on the cover, but the first Mexican on the cover. And my whole family was proud. So yeah, I would do it again. I mean, you know, we have nothing, it was very tasteful, and I would definitely do it again. And I bet you any one of those girls that were offered it would have done it as well.
Mia St. John graced the cover of Playboy in 1999. Very popular fighter. Here's her opponent, Lana Alexander, who has to be under a lot of pressure. Sean, she comes in here with not nearly the experience as Mia.
Not nearly the experience, but she certainly is one who has a lot of guts, a lot of determination, and believes she's going to pull an upset in this fight tonight. She's a fighter that says in the ring, I'm a boxer puncher. Her best punch, she says, is the left hook. She says, my losses have come from waiting, sitting back and waiting for my opponent to score. In tonight's fight, she promises not to wait. She says, yes, I have had a weight problem throughout my career. I was waiting too long.
Well, actually, even though she's only had about 5 professional fights, she's a year older than Mia. She'll give up some height and reach, and certainly loads of experience to Mia. But a great opportunity for her, fighting on national television on CSI. Lana Alexander making her way inside this ring here at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. It's the Billy Idol look, I think, there with that hair. Remember Billy Idol, White Wedding? And
yes, I remember my parents talking about Billy Idol, yes.
Well, in just a moment, we'll get a chance to see Lana's opponent.
Lana 2-1 of her last 3, coming off a victory back in January.
There she is, the knockout, Mia St. John. 31-4-2. Last outing, as Sean mentioned, in April, a loss to Jessica Rakoczy, a unanimous decision loss. But she was competitive in that fight.
Very proud of her Mexican heritage, and she fights with a great deal of pride in the ring. She's a former amateur martial arts champion, and she has a career record in boxing of 31-4-2 with 13 knockouts.
Turned pro February the 14th, 1997, Indio, California, with a KO-1. Taking on the likes, as we mentioned, of Christy Martin, Jessica Rakoczy, Jennifer Alcorn, Olanda Andrews. She's been in there against many of the finest female fighters.
There was a time they called her the queen of the four-rounders. You know, Butterbean is known as the king of the four-rounders. And she was on a roll there of four-round victories. They called her the queen of the four-rounders.
See the crowd excited, and so is Mia. She's worked up on a lot of perspiration, and she's ready to go. Take a look at how these two match up. You'll see some advantages, Sean, for Mia.
Oh, yeah, Mia St. John, you know, she's getting ready to fight, and here is the tail of the tape. These two, Mia St. John, 36, a little younger, 5'6", a little taller, 67, a little longer reach, and weighs a little bit more. Physically, she's a little bit bigger in each category, and she should be able to utilize that.
Take a look at the rules. No 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count. Only the referee can stop the fight. Scorecards after 4 rounds in case of an accidental headbutt. Fighters can't be saved by the bell in any round, and these are 2-minute rounds for the ladies.
In the black trunks, trimmed in gold. As a professional, she has 2 victories to her credit, 3 defeats with 1 win by way of knockout. Hailing from Nashville, Tennessee, here is Lana Ice Alexander. And her opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, weighed in at 132 pounds and fights tonight in the black trunks, trimmed in pink. As a professional, her record, 31 victories, 4 defeats, 2 draws, and 13 wins by way of knockout. From Los Angeles, California, by way of Oxnard, California, she is the former IBA champion. Here is Mia Rosales St. John. Again, your referee in charge of the action, Fred Steinwinder III.
Lana.
Mia. Look, both you received your instructions earlier. I want you to listen to my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, come out fighting. Good luck. Good luck.
A little anger in the eyes of these two. Mia St. John trying to rebuild, put things back together again, coming off the loss back in April. She wants to turn things around, and can she do it against Lana Alexander? Alexander, a brawler in there. She says her best punch is the left hook. She's going to take it to Mia, and she does.
Now you'll see a lot of jabs and a lot of movement from Mia. There's a nice left hook by Alexander. Mia moving to her left. Doing a good job of upper body movement. Mia is a very good athlete, Sean. You can say that about her. Very good athlete. You can just see it in her abilities.
Very talented. She has good balance in the ring.
Work it out, man. Get your hand out there.
And those good combinations. She is a combination puncher.
Come on.
Not a knockout puncher.
Even though she is the knockout. See how many times I can say that in one fight.
One of the problems, when Mia does develop a problem, Sean, is she has a tendency to sometimes drop her head straight down and look at the canvas, and she's, I know, working on that. Roberto Garcia doing a good job of working on that.
Good right hand from Mia.
And doubling and tripling up on the jab, Mia St. John.
You know, Mia St. John also learning to get out of the way of punches. In the past, she would just stand there and take 2 punches to land one of her own. Now she's trying to maneuver around a bit. Still learning new tricks. Look at the feint from her.
Yeah, you saw that little feint, little
foot feint.
Verbiage to go along with it. Double left hook, slapping, but nevertheless, it got through.
A pose. But sometimes you just freeze on your opponent, freeze, and they freeze, and you can smack them.
Nice right hand.
Right. She's done well with that right hand tonight. Lana Alexander trying to fight back. Can't match the speed or the power. Look at the difference the 2 pounds makes. Also, Mia St. John a little bit more balanced in the ring than Lana.
All right, coming to the end of a good first round for Mia St. John. From the Mississippi Coast Coliseum, Mia St. John in the what do you call that? Is that what do you call that attire that she has on?
It's a boxing skirt.
Black and pink, and of course black and yellow for Lana Alexander.
And if she doesn't get out of the way, it'd be black and blue.
Right now. We all had that line.
Break it up, stop.
Nice body work by Mia St. John.
You just see the strength and the balance of St. John. Look at how she's able to push around Lana. She's able to put her where she wants her. Imposing your will is something that is so important in boxing, and she's doing that.
Really backing up and controlling Lana Alexander and utilizing her strength. Mia started at about 116 pounds, believe it or not. She's now fighting at about 132.
I got you. Break it up. Stop back. Step back. Let go of her. Let go of her, Lana. Let go. Let go.
Fred Steinwinder coming in.
Terrific referee, doing a great job. You know he's good when you don't see him very much. And he's one of those referees that stays in the back, let the fighters carry the action, and they are.
Look at Mia really loading up on that right hook.
You know, when your opponent tries to tie you that way, go ahead and keep punching. If your hands are free, keep hitting. And she does.
Alexander getting a little gun shy, Sean, starting to look a little tentative to me and holding on.
Well, this is the same problem she has been having in her career recently. She's been waiting for her opponent to react. She hasn't been. Sometimes you wait for the opening and it's not there. It's gone before you see it. She's waiting too long. You have to just react. You got to punch. She's looking for the holes.
Yeah, she's pulling straight back. Another good round
10 seconds.
for Mia St. John.
Don't wrestle. Let go. Break it up. Break it up. Stop your punching. Step back, Mia. Step back. Time.
Round number 3. James Smith, Sean O'Grady from the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Mia St. John in the black and pink.
I got you. Break it
The
up.
black and yellow, it's Lana Alexander. I have Mia winning both rounds rather easily.
Sure, she's more or less had her way in this fight. She's using her strength, she's using her balance, using her power, and she's moving forward. And Lana Alexander is letting her move forward. Lana Alexander has to do something to turn this tide. Maybe you step around, you push back, just go ahead and push out. She's holding her punches too much. They told her between rounds too, they said, let them go. Let the right hand go. And there was a right hand thrown by Lana.
She landed her best punch of the fight, a right hand, a few moments ago. Mia's been landing a lot of nice jabs to the nose. I expect to see some blood from that nose of Alexander shortly.
I got you. Break it up. Stop your punching. Step
Boy,
back.
she's tough. They're both tough.
Mia, nice jab to the body, trying to be cagey in there with the upper body movement.
You know, even with the left hand down around her waist, utilizing the shoulder to roll. There's a good right hand from Lana. And a good right hand
from Mia.
Counter.
And what you see here is just the overall experience and athleticism right now of Mia St. John winning this fight. Backing Alexander up, landing a right hand, working the body, hands are free. Mia going to work, landing a nice right hand.
Sure, Lana's tough, but she doesn't have the schooling that Mia St. John has. Wow, did you hear that?
Yeah, you know, Mia's starting to really set down on her right hand, isn't she? I mean,
popping.
We didn't see that earlier in her career. I think Roberto Garcia, the former champion in his own right, has done a good job with it.
Oh, you don't learn boxing from a book. She's been schooled by someone.
Nice.
And it's got to be Garcia.
I like that, the finish with the combination. Mia St. John won all of these rounds so far, at least in my opinion. See her there posing with left hand very low.
Well, she can pose. She knows how to pose, right?
She does.
Playboy model and posing, sometimes utilizing and posing to her benefit. On the attack, it's the final round. They told her between rounds, they said, you're way ahead, get out there and just keep doing what you're doing. Oh, look at that. She likes a brawl.
Come on, I got you. Break it up. Stop your punching.
Round 4 scheduled for 6 2-minute rounds. Another nice right hand by Mia.
Don't hold, Lana. Let go of the other hand. Come on, let's go.
And Lana's trying, you know, you have to give credit, too, to Lana Alexandra, who has been behind this whole fight. She's hanging in there.
A nice cracking right. Now, I think that punch hurt Alexander. Big right hand by Mia. She turned it over.
They all hurt.
Mia's very aggressive in this fighting. Nice right hand.
Very nice work. Look how close Fred Steinwinder is standing. He is right in there. He knows there's not much time in this fight, but if there's a moment that it looks difficult, he'll stop it.
And this one's close to being stopped, in my opinion.
Well, look how close he is.
Step back.
That's why.
25 seconds to go in round number 4. Another big round for Mia St. John. Known throughout her career for her boxing ability and beauty, but she's showing us some toughness and some strength and some combinations. And you can you can hear it and see it. Nothing left.
It's over. That's all. She gets the stoppage. 4th and final round. Seconds to go in the round.
Well, she told us she
combinations, the power, the strength.
Yes! Woo! I love you, Bruce! Woo!
She is happy and excited.
Hello to Oxnard!
Oxnard, her hometown. Mia St. John gets a victory. She gets a knockout. You know, she turned up the heat in this 4th.
She wants her 2 seconds of fame.
Even though this one was scheduled for 6 rounds, she really poured it on at the end of that 4th to try to get the knockout. She saw the window of opportunity open, and Mia St. John gets the KO right here. She turned up the heat. Toward the end, she could feel it. You heard her using a little
grunting
verbiage, grunting, and little psychology to step this one up and get the DQ. She knew where the referee was, and she knew the referee was about to stop it. Lana Alexander doesn't like it, but nice showing for Mia St. John, showing and proving that she still is a learning fighter.
Los Angeles.
Saying hello to everybody.
Well, let's make it official with ring announcer Joe Martinez.
And ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute 50 seconds into round number 4. Your referee Fred Steinwinder III calls a halt to the bout, awarding the victory by technical knockout, her 14th career knockout. Your winner, Mia Rosales St. John.
So the knockout gets a knockout. Stoppage in round 4, improving to 32-4-2 with now 14 KOs. Speaking of knockouts, guess who's